First thing I do when I climb my stand is bow my head and thank the man. And while I'm waiting on daybreak, I feel my heart race. Up here on Whitetail Ridge, we know how to hunt, we know how to fish. We love our country, we love this land, and we're proud to be free. From the ground we plow, the stands we hang, we believe a man should pull his weight. We know what real hunting really is. Up on Whitetail Ridge.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our summer scouting and gear and prep and everything for deer. Today we are starting with an awesome guest for our first episode this summer, Mr. Jason Redd. He is the founder of Timber Ninja Outdoors, a company that we partner with. They make tree saddles, climbing sticks, platforms. They came out with hand warmers and boot covers, and then I think this spring they also came out with some a turkey vest. I think it's called the Trail Runner, I believe. But they got some great stuff coming out the rest of this year too. So let's dive right into this podcast with Mr. Jason Redd. All right, we're good to go. Jason, thank you so much for coming on. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. What got you into this industry? I know you're a big mountain hunter, and what made you want to start your own company?
Yeah, my name's Jason Redd, founder of Timber Ninja Outdoors. Yeah, I grew up, I live in the mountains now, but I grew up in the Delta, the Mississippi Delta down in Arkansas. So I started hunting when I was about 7 years old. And we just always hunted public land because we didn't have any money. So yeah, we always hunted public land. And then I moved to the mountains of North Carolina in 2009. So I started hunting more mountain ground and started Timber Ninja because, really, it was never an idea for me to start a company. It was, I wanted to set of climbing sticks for myself because nothing was available that was lightweight and packable at the time. So I just made some carbon fiber sticks and 2018, I think that was. And a lot of buddies said that, should start selling them. And we started a company in 2020, and it's grown into what Timber Ninja is now. Yeah. Just kind of a weird thing. Like, never was intentional. And it's kind of like all of the products that we design is never intentional about business. It's like trying to find problems that exist and solving the problems.
Right. Yeah.
So, but I use a lot. Honestly, outside of hunting, like I was a professional road bike racer. I did triathlons for a long time. Before that, ultra runner, rock climber, fast packer. I did a lot of fast packing. Like, fast packing is like backpacking, but you do it fast over a big, portion of territory.
Okay.
And you try to go light. So like I was always like a gear nerd. And really, like, most of the stuff that we develop at Timber Ninja, like I pull from my experience of gear that I used in the mountaineering type space, like really, just ideas of, if you use a bunch of stuff and you find out what works and what doesn't,
Really?
So that's kind of how we design our products still this day. Like, I don't, there's a lot of companies that, if you notice, all their products look the same. I don't think anything that we have looks like, outside of like the traditional, like, oh, you got a tree saddle, you got climbing sticks, whatever, that's all the same. But like, we always add in all these little features that are unique and different, right, and makes sense, essentially. It's how I look at it.
Yeah. You guys, like, it seems like the gear that I've used from you guys, it's not like, oh, you're out to make a quick buck. You're actually there to just help a hunter, solve a lot of, like you said, solve a lot of the problems. And that's one thing I've I have the Ultimate saddle, and that's one thing I've loved about it. Like with on the back, just even having that clip for your platform to hook onto. Like, I don't think a lot of people would think of that. To like, you're just gonna climb back down and grab your platform, or have it on the side or whatever. But to have that, just that clip there, um, and then a lot of the issues that I was running into with the other saddles I was using was like when you put the belt on with the saddle, like just the trying to snap it on in the dark or whatever, and having that magnet clip on the Ultimate is, I just love it. And then even thinking too about the carbon fiber sticks, having them glow in the dark like that, like not you wouldn't think a lot of companies would think of something like that, but it's great. Like I love having it. Like if you have like an evening sit or whatever, like just seeing those just those little tiny detail things just go a long way. Um,
Yeah.
what was problem that you kept running into that made you want to start making your own equipment?
Um, I mean, like, you know, pre like, I'd say like 2019 or so, like, all of your like climbing sticks, like, I came up hunting, um, we had fixed stands that we would go in and put in rut funnels back in the day. And like, we would essentially, you know, put in like some type of step where there'd be like where I grew up, there's a lot of cotton, and cotton pickers have these spindles, and you can get these spindles all the time from farms for free. We would drive those in the tree and have a piece of plywood in the crotch of a tree. You just get up there and stand, and so you could walk to the tree and go do that. And that was more like stationary hunting. And
Right.
then I started like moving around a lot, and I was hunting with a climbing stand, which was cumbersome. It worked. There was lightweight climbing stands at the time. Like I had a really lightweight hand climber type thing that weighed, I mean, it was really light, like 10 pounds or under. But the problem with the climbing stands was, if you got limbs, you can't get around the limbs with a climbing stand.
Right.
So like
Right.
you're limited there. So I started like carrying sticks and stands. And at the time, like the only sticks on the market were like lone wolf sticks that were like 3-step sticks. Four of those was like, shoot, I don't know, probably 10 pounds or so, 8 pounds, 8, probably 10 pounds, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then you had a cast stand that, weighed so much. Um, so like I was trying to like, when I moved to the mountains, like I was having to hike in far. And fortunately coming from an endurance background and backpacking and hunting out west and doing things, like I wasn't afraid of carrying weight, but doing it day in, day out becomes a damn struggle.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I need to come out. I need to come up with a better mousetrap for my sticks. That was the first thing I wanted to address. And I knew a lot about carbon fiber because when I raced bikes, I started racing on aluminum bikes, and then they transitioned to carbon bikes. So I knew the strength was there, and nobody offered anything, because you only can get so light with alloys.
Yeah.
Carbon was the way to go, and it's strong, but it was like really hard to figure out how to make a stick that would not break with carbon. It's really not the carbon tube itself. It's like how you penetrate it and put in steps and stuff. That's the crux. So yeah, I started with that, and I ultimately I ended up having like well over $1,000 plus into my first set of sticks.
Wow.
But I just wanted to do it for myself, and
Right.
it ended up working. Like, well, the first iterations of them, like I had some failures a little bit, but they never actually, like when they failed, they didn't like collapse on me. So like I didn't like get hurt or anything. It's just like I had to work through that struggle, but we ended up figuring it out over time.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's how we started rolling with that. And like my climbing or my cast stand back then, I took the seat off of it to save some weight. And I started hunting out of because I rock climbed a bunch. So I started hunting out of my climbing harness from rock climbing. So I was just doing whatever I could to cut weight and make things simpler.
Yeah. You were saddle hunting before saddle hunting became cool, right?
Yeah, well, saddle hunting was like a thing well before that. It's just it wasn't like uh really wasn't very common in the public space,
It wasn't
like
affordable really either, too.
well well back in the day, Trophy Line, like the original owners of Trophy Line, pre-Trophy Line, what people know of Trophy Line, before last year, because Trophy Line sold last year, but
Okay.
previous to that, Trophy Line had a saddle and it wasn't expensive, just nobody like they didn't market it, they just sold it at trade shows.
Okay.
So people were kind of hanging and stuff like that and doing minimalist stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then it got to be, kind of maybe expensive. I mean, if you look at our products, most people say that's expensive. You know what I mean? Like,
You get what you
yeah,
pay for is what I tell everybody.
yeah, that's the thing. You do get what you pay for. But then like in around 19 or so, I guess Tethered probably, yeah, Tethered really took off, making saddle hunting like a public thing and getting some presence out there, and like mobile hunting became a lot more common, especially with like social media and stuff.
Right.
So a lot of people started mobile hunting more, and then also a lot more people started public land hunting because a lot of folks, I hear it all the time, like people that run leases are getting like outbid on their leases, so they can't afford to pick up a lease anymore. So they're going to hunt public land. And if
Right.
you're going to hunt public land, like, yeah, you kind of need to be mobile, because a lot of places you can't
Absolutely.
leave your set. So you got to be mobile.
Right. Right. What do you think the biggest misconception that other hunters have about carbon fiber sticks?
Um, I think it's kind of like settled out, but in the beginning, they didn't think it would be strong enough. Uh, that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
They thought, because it's so light, because when you went from using a 2 pound stick to a stick that weighs a pound, like it feels
Right.
like it's air in your hands. Like, yeah, I mean, it can make you think that something's not going to be like durable. But honestly, like I've seen a lot more aluminum sticks fail than I have the carbon ones. If people are using true carbon, not like plastic and calling it
Right.
carbon.
Right.
But now carbon's become mainstream. Like I run into people at trade shows like, "Oh, you do carbon sticks too?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, we're the ones that started carbon fiber sticks." Now everybody, I
Yeah.
think there's 2 or 3 different companies out now that sell carbon fiber sticks.
Yeah. So, I mean, Timber Ninja's not just saddles, just sticks, but you guys, like this past winter or fall or whatever, you came out with the boot covers and the hand warmers and everything. When you're like working on a new project or product for the industry, are you thinking about more like being comfortable, lighter weight, durability, or just simple, what makes it easiest for the hunter?
Yeah, usually it's like all of it. It's like, I mean, like for me, when I started Timber Ninja, it was I mean, that's why we're called Timber Ninja Outdoors. It's like, we're not tethered or like a latitude, like where you put yourself into this one space. It's like
Right.
I grew up hunting everything. I was a duck guide when I grew up. A competition duck called. I duck hunted. I turkey hunted. I hunted all year round. Like
Yeah.
we crow hunted in the fall. I mean, in the spring, and we just did everything. So that's kind of how I always thought about Timber Ninja was. You know, we're not just going to be a whitetail hunting company. So like, because everything you do, if you do it long enough, you start finding holes in products that don't fit your needs. So we try to like create products that fix problems that you may have with other gear. I mean, like we came out with a turkey vest or a hunting vest this year. We call it a hunting vest because it works for turkey hunting, but you can take the turkey seat off and it's
Yeah.
modular. You can take the pockets off and you can put pockets on it for whitetail hunting, or
Yeah.
fly fishermen are using it. All these things, like you just want to make stuff that like people can carry on through other seasons, and like um like for turkey hunting specifically, the one thing I had an issue with a lot of turkey vests is like you buy this turkey vest, it's got all these pockets and they're stationary and you can't get rid of them. and I may not use them. Like I don't use a box call that much. I may use a box call 5% of the time of the year. And for years, I didn't even use a box call. I quit using one. And so it's like, why not need this box call pocket on me? Like I'm trying to
Right.
get my stuff to be as light and minimalist as possible. And also it's like they'll put all these pockets on one side that complement like a right-handed shooter. Well, if it's modular, you can put things where you want that sets you up better if you're a left-handed shooter, just like simple things.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you saying that about the turkey vest. I think last year or 2 years ago, me and the other guy that we run the channel together, we were hunting. We had like 4 days to hunt the ground. We hunted on the ground in Indiana. Just with having only 4 days, we just thought it'd be a waste of time to hunt in the tree and stuff. So we were just on the ground stalking and stuff. And I actually took my turkey vest and hunted out of it and kept like grunt calls and um, we were hunting dark to dark. So I had like snacks and some of my camera gear and stuff in there like that. But it's like a bulky old mossy oak vest, which I'd love to switch to Timber Ninjas probably next year. But yeah, that you saying that about a lot of people hunting out of that, and I didn't think about the fly fishing part. That's a good idea too. Um, where do you see mobile hunting and saddle hunting going in the next 5 years or so?
yeah,
Do you think
who
it's a
knows?
fade that's going to go out just like, and for a while, like the on the ground spot and stock, like whitetail adrenaline guys was big for a while, and that's to me, I'm starting to see that fade out a little bit more. But now the saddle hunting craze is in here now.
Um, I don't know, man. I think everything comes in waves, to
Yeah,
be honest. Yeah, people now they have so much resources to watch TV and they get psyched on watching somebody doing like ground hunting, but I do some ground hunting in the East Coast, but it's not as beneficial as it is for like the dudes, like whitetail adrenaline or hunting like Kansas and places like that
right,
where
right,
there's no trees. That's like you're pretty much your only option. Um, I think, the number of hunters has definitely increased since COVID. Um, yeah, and what I'm seeing more so, I'm seeing more people that own private land moving towards more mobile setups. Like I
right,
sell a lot of stuff to guys that have big tracts of private land that they just want to be more mobile on their private. Because, if you've been hunting the same piece of ground for, let's say you have 1,000 acres, you've been hunting the same piece for years, you got your presets and the same rut funnels, deer start. That out.
right,
Especially like if you're not, the rut, like they kind of lose thought and they just kind of go on their travel patterns. But like, especially if you're trying to early season hunt, or even late season, you got to be able to move around a little bit. You got to follow food sources and things like that. So a lot of guys are starting to do that, and also a lot of people are just understanding that um, using a tree saddle or something like that it's not just saddle hunting. Like you can use it in a lock on. So it's a fall restraint device. It's not fall protection, but it's fall restraint. Um, so it's a lot easier to wear that than it is like a traditional tree stand harness. And it's more comfortable because like if you're hunting a tree stand and you have a saddle on, you can get up out of your seat and like lean out from the stand and shoot around a tree.
right,
You can't really do that with a harness.
right,
So
right.
there's a lot of functionality for it. Yeah, I don't see it
Yeah,
slowing down. I think maybe, it got real busy there for a number of years. And if you're not evolving as a company, yeah, you're going to start to plateau and not grow with the industry.
yeah,
And I think we're in that place right now as far as the industry goes. Like you're seeing a lot of companies that started up during COVID when there's all this free money and doing well, then they, are starting to fizzle out. You're seeing companies kind of not be as relevant and some going out of business.
yeah.
And that's just business. That's just how it works.
Right, right. You guys kind of had like a close call. I guess what was that 2 years ago with the hurricane starting destroyed like a lot of your products, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I got hit by two different hurricanes. The last one was the one that was more public and people knew about, but like 2 years prior, I got flooded and lost a bunch of stuff then. And then the second time, yeah, it was a lot more devastating for sure. We didn't have any product through most of the peak season because that's the problem with having a whitetail hunting company. You only have so many months of the year that you're actually selling anything.
Right, right.
Yeah, but I mean, we made it through, came out stronger ultimately. So that's that's
Absolutely.
always a positive.
Yeah. It grows you, I'm sure.
Yeah, adversity is good. I mean, fortunately, like I've spent so much time in endurance sports and doing a lot of hard things, so I'm okay with climbing a mountain, like
Right.
and then you just
Yeah.
gotta deal with it.
Yeah. So what with Timber Ninja, you saying you guys are evolving as a company with different products coming out. What's something you can share with us, the viewers and everybody, like the next big thing that Timber Ninja could be releasing this fall?
Let's see, this fall. I
I'm
mean, we
I'm
got
hoping for a backpack soon, like a mobile hunter backpack.
yeah. No, I've been working on that for a minute. I don't think that. I'm not. That's gonna come out this year. It will come out next year. Like
Okay.
I've been two over 2 years, 3 years, 2 or 3 years. No, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years into working on a pack, just trying to find, like the best situation for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, for me living in the mountains, like a frame pack works well for me because I have to go a long ways and I pack all my animals out. Like you don't drag deer out, but that's only like a percentage of the time that you need the frame pack because you don't kill every time you go, right? So I've been
Right.
working on like a versatile pack that can kind of work through all seasons. It won't function as a frame pack, but it can do all that. Plus, it can work as for other types of hunting too. That's what I try to do. I try to make stuff that people can use for different things. So, yeah, working on a backpack that'll be out next year. But this year, I mean, the new stuff we have coming. We got the new saddle that we worked
Yeah.
on for a while. That
Tell us a
Ronin
little
is
bit
coming.
about that new saddle. I kind of heard a little bit on the podcast that you and Bo did. I guess it was a few weeks ago. But for those of the guys watching my channel that didn't watch that show, can you tell us a little bit about the new saddle coming out?
Yeah, it's a single panel. It's kind of like a upgraded version of our Nano.
Okay.
Which Nano is what I hunt out of 95% probably or more. I like single panel, I like lightweight. But there were some things I wanted to change about it. Like it's just it's a single panel saddle that I designed that has like this we call it Ninja mesh, but it's like an air mesh. It's not like the mesh most people are accustomed to with seeing on saddles. Um, it's like this it's a crazy material. It's like super durable and it's like padded to a degree.
Okay.
And so you got that in your main panel. So like it allows it to breathe even better than the material we had before. It still has some stretch. And then the other things I did on that saddle was it's a single panel, but around all the webbing on the inside, it's all padded. So there's padding around all the webbing. So you're like eliminating any type of hip pinch or webbing, pulling through. I swapped out the traditional like webbing type molly for laser cut webbing. I mean not webbing, but molly that goes around. So it's like it's Hapalon. It's the same material that we use on the mud flat on the back of the Ultimate.
Okay. Yeah.
So we laser cut that with molly dashes all the way around. So that's like it's lighter weight than using webbing, and it just looks cooler, honestly. And we still have the platform hanger on the back. We still have the stick haulers, but also like I integrated uh pockets into the side of the saddle. So like you can put your lineman's and tether in there because that's what mostly you need going up. Because one of the problems if you wear your saddle in, like I wear mine in a lot early in mid season, and if you have your bags on there and you're wearing a backpack, it always like wants to push your saddle down.
Yeah.
And you don't need those. And also like bags, I hate saying that we sell pouches and bags, but like they rub up against a tree, like they're kind of in your way. And the majority of the stuff you need is like the two things I said. The other things are like ancillary, like, other things I put in my pockets are like aiders because I like put aiders on my sticks as I need them.
Right.
Pull up rope, snips or stuff like that. Like that's stuff I can really keep in my backpack or put in like a cargo pocket on my pants if
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah.
So just trying to make it as minimalist and easy to a product that's very minimalist and easy, but also like that with the things that we did to it, it gave that saddle a little bit more structure
Okay.
than like just a really lightweight single panel. And I never built it to like make sure it was really light. We want to make it as light as possible. I thought it was going to come out a lot heavier than it did. It ultimately ended up coming out only about 2 or 3 ounces more than our Nano, which our
Oh,
Nano
wow.
is like the lightest, I think the lightest single panel saddle on the market. So yeah, it's a big win. Really stoked about that. And so we're offering it in green, like, cause green's kind of our color,
Right.
but, we started working with Mossy Oak last year. So we have a Mossy Oak version of that saddle coming out. And then we have Moss in Bottomland. And then we have Bottomland pouches, like all of our pouches we've made in Bottomland. And then also the Ultimate, we made that in Bottomland this year too.
Anyway, I can trade mine in for a Mossy Oak one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we could hook you up somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the Ultimate. I need to try. Are you guys going to be at the Ohio show, the Mobile Expo out there this year?
No, we're not doing that one. We're doing the Southern show.
This other one? Okay. So I know you guys were there last year in Ohio for that one. I think it was Johnny and Bo, and I forget who else was out there, but I tried the Ultimate and really loved the dual panel because the one I had like a really old XOP saddle. It was like the XOP Mondo, I believe is what it was called. And it was very uncomfortable. I got hip pinched all the time and like my lower back was just killing me. And so like I like the Ultimate with having that where you can make it into like a seat basically, like, unhook the straps and pull them down and all that. So like is the difference between that Ultimate and then the new one coming out? What's the new one called?
What are you talking about? The single panel?
Yeah. What's the new single panel one called?
It's called the Ronin.
The Ronin. Okay. Like, what's the comfort difference like to help with like lower back pain, like for sitting and stuff? There is it.
I mean, like really, if you have lower back issues and stuff, like a 2 panel is probably better for you because you can open up those panels and pull that top panel up into your lumbar.
Yeah, that's why I love that one so much.
Yeah, and a lot of that happens like people, depending on your core strength and stuff. And
okay, so you can like kind of build that up, is what you're saying too.
Yeah, for most people. I mean, I don't like sit in my saddle much. I stand mostly,
right,
or I lean. That's kind of what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like anybody that's up in PA, like I will be at Lancaster Archery has a customer appreciation day coming up on June 18th. They're at their pro shop in Lancaster.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll be there because we started selling to dealers last fall, and they're one of our dealers, and so I'll be there and have a lot of our new stuff like the Ronin and the MK and stuff like that at that show. And I think me and Johnny, Johnny, and Kenny are gonna be there.
Okay, awesome. And then one last thing too, you guys came out with a smaller platform too, right? Last year?
Yeah, the MK. Yeah. It's the mini kunai. It's like a smaller version of our kunai that we came out with last year. So that thing's pretty sick for people that want small platforms. Like it folds so flat and it's only like a little over a ½ inch thick folded, and it weighs, well, Bo's scale says 2 pounds 2 ounces. Mine says 2 pounds 0.02 ounces.
We'll go with
so like whatever. We're calling it 2.2.
Yeah.
So it's extremely lightweight, and it functions like the kunai. Like you can put it anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I'm thinking about upgrading to that one this year. Because I have the kunai, but the problem was I was having issues of it fitting in my backpack or strapping on my because the platform was so wide and stuff. So I
yeah,
think you guys had it at the Harrisburg show or demonstrating it a little bit in February,
yeah,
and
that was
I
a
was checking it
prototype.
out.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was checking it out, and I was like, I need to get my hands on one. So
yeah. The
um,
cool thing too for that, like if you already own a kunai and you want another small platform, like you can get that as like your little. Like I'll use it a lot. Like I'm primarily a traditional bow hunter, but this year I'm gonna shoot a compound a little bit, and I made the kunai because I wanted a bigger platform to stand and shoot. I like to stand and shoot. But now that I have a compound, I'm like early season, I just want something light and I'm only going to be there for a few hours, usually in early season. I'm going to carry the MK. But the cool thing about the MK is for people that have a kunai is you can set it up as a seat
oh,
for the
okay,
kunai. So how it works the best is you set your kunai up as your primary platform, and then you put the MK. You don't put it directly above it like a seat, but you cock it to the left or right, depending on what side, like offset, and you can sit there on the MK and put your feet. And the beauty is like even carrying both of those, they're both very thin, so they can stack together. You can put them together with like some Titan straps or something.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but you know, the two together combined weigh less than 7 pounds.
yeah. That's better than
So like,
carrying on a hang on right in.
yeah, no, yeah, because it'll go in any tree. That's the limiting factor. The beauty of the kunai and the MK is like it it doesn't have a stationary post, so you can put it on any angle
Right.
tree, and yeah, it just works. Because like most experienced hunters hunt for cover, not height. And
Yeah.
when you hunt for cover, you're going to get into some funky trees.
Oh, yeah.
And that's always limited me with post type stands is like I can't, some of these trees I can't get a stand in because they'll be cocked too far and like off kilter. Whereas you can get that kunai or mini kunai, you can get that platform level on pretty much any tree I've ever ran into.
Yeah, yeah. I got the opportunity to go with Johnny and film for him in Ohio for a weekend, and he had us in some pretty funky trees. And the way his platform worked, it was pretty incredible. Some of the trees we were able to climb up into. So,
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to ask you, do you guys have like a field staff program or anything like that that we could help out at the booth if you guys needed help with different shows or talk to dealers in our area to get you guys in our stores, local stores and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like on a case by case basis,
Okay.
typically, I guess. Bo handles that. That's not,
Okay.
uh, yeah. So if, anybody's interested, they can hit us up on social media or, um, email us or whatever. But yeah, Bo and Adrian, I don't know if
Adrian.
you probably met
Yeah, I met
Adrian.
Adrian at the NWTF show in Nashville.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they kind of handle that stuff, make those decisions. Like we have so many people now that kind of help in the field. Like I've lost count. Like I would not lost count, but I don't even pay attention.
yeah,
Like because I just let them do what they do, and I just like designing products. I don't care about anything else.
right, right. I gotcha. Well, Jason, thank you so much for taking some time
Yeah,
out of
buddy.
your week and talking. It was finally glad to meet you. I've seen you on different podcasts and seen you at some shows sometimes. Haven't really had a chance to talk to you much, but
Yeah,
it's good to sit down and talk with you. And I've heard the backstory, but it's good to share with other people. And um, from us at Hunting with a Passion, like we really appreciate you guys helping us with some discounts for our viewers and also discounts for us guys at Hunting with a Passion. And we love using you guys' products and looking forward to everything that you guys are going to be coming out with in the next year or so.
yeah, man. Anything we can do to help, just let me know. We appreciate everybody's support, and yeah, just like having a good time. That's all we do.
Absolutely. Having a good time and making things easier, right?
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah.